Today I'd like to show you how to make this box. To start with, you need an 8" by 8" piece of designer series paper. And on the back side, I've already taken a ruler and a pencil and drawn a line from corner to corner so that I could find the center of my piece of paper. The first thing you're going to do is take your corners and you're going to fold it up right there to the center, and you really need a bone folder to do this to get nice crisp lines. Increase that. Go around and do that to all 4 corners. Next, you're going to take this point and you're going to fold it across to the center of this scored line that you just made. And again, you're going to go around and do this to all the sides. And I use these pencil lines right here to line up the point of the corner of my cardstock. Once you have all 4 of those done, you have one more set of score lines to do. And this time you're going to take the corner and fold it right here to your first score line. It's difficult to see all the score lines on this side of the paper, but when you flip it over like this, you can see what it looks like. Now, to assemble this into a box, we need to cut some lines, and we're going to be cutting from here to this center square that you can see right here. We're going to be cutting it here, and then again on the opposite side. And we're only going to do that on 2 sides. You do not do it on all 4 sides. So, cut it and stop at the center square. Rotate it and do the opposite side. Now we're going to go ahead and cut the hole out of the center for the window sheet. And I'm using my circle colossal, and the width of this circle is 2 3/8 inch. Lay it on there, be sure it's centered over that middle square, and cut. And then take your paper snips and just finish cutting that circle out. Alright, now we need to work on our transparency sheet, so go ahead and set this aside. I've cut out a square that is 2 5/8 inches, and I've had a lot of people ask me which transparencies I use, and these are the kind right here. You can get them at Office Max, Staples, Office Depot. I think all the different stores carry them. This rub-on comes from the Love and Happiness rub-on set that you could get with Celebration. So I set this on my transparency, and you use the popsicle stick that you got with the rub-ons, and you just rub it. And you can see it start to change color as it adheres to the transparency. And you can lift it up and see if you need to work in an area a little bit more. And that looks good. I've added glue dots to each of the 4 corners. I know that's hard to see. Maybe that helps a little bit. Added one to each of the 4 corners on the front side that I put the rub on. And now you're going to take this and flip it over, center it right over the circle you just cut out, and adhere it down. And go ahead and set this piece aside, because next we'll be working with this piece of cardstock that shows right here through the window. And I've cut this to 2 5/8 inch square again. We're going to use our colozzle again, and this time we're going to use the circle that is 2 1/8 inches across. Make sure to center your cardstock underneath your colozzle, hold it tight in the middle, and cut. Take your paper snips and finish cutting out the circle. I've added glue dots to all 4 corners of my piece of cardstock, and you want to set it with the glue dots up. And I want to do it this way so that I can make sure that it's centered inside my window. Get it so it's centered, and then adhere those glue dots. I've added sticky strip around all 4 edges of the cardstock I just stuck down. And normally this is the point where you'd start to make the box and fold it up. But you'll see that when you fold it, these points are going to show up in the window. So what we need to do is go and cut those off. So you want to cut it so that there's about 1/4 of an inch left above your crease line right here. And go ahead and do that to all 4 corners. Once you're done cutting all 4 corners, peel off the red backing on your sticky strip. You're going to start with the side that has the 2 cuts on it, and you're going to fold it in half right there, and then fold it up and adhere that side down right there onto the sticky strip. Turn it around and do the opposite side. Make sure that's stuck down nice. Then you're going to fold in the edges like this, and this piece is going to go up and over and then down onto the sticky strip. If you can see on the inside of my box right here, a little bit of the sticky strip is showing, and I don't want my candy to stick to it. So go ahead and take your embossing buddy and just pounce it in there to get rid of the stickiness on the sticky strip. Now I know that this is going to be touching candy, but you don't need to worry about it because it says right on the packaging that the embossing buddy is non-toxic. Now I've made the bottom of my box, folded it the exact same way as the top, except for I started with a piece of cardstock that was 7 3/4 inches square. Filled it with candy, and there we go. Now I need to tie the ribbon on, and I have a piece of white grosgrain ribbon that is 21 inches long. So fold it over. Now I like to tie my ribbon by starting with left over right. So I tuck it underneath, and I make sure it sits right there. Put my finger, and then I flip this piece over and make sure that this bottom piece now comes up and over and tucks back in. Now I grab this piece and I'm going to pull more on the right side of my ribbon than I do on the left side to finish that knot off nicely. Take your scissors, trim your ribbon, and your box is done.